ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say maybe boys and girls, but let me just take it home. It's Islam. Let me just say the residents of Mukhoba, Pagamani. Hi guys, Kamala Mutapelo, known as IroC. Ngiyaqala ukubulisa nangesizulu, Joe. Like, this is how back I'm taking it. Sanbonani Gama Mutapelo IroC, the son of Bura, one time. Welcome to the IroC podcast. My name is IroC, and this is the intellectual relations of consciousness. So, namhlanje ke I had to take it back. That's why ne language na itukushintsha kancane nje. Actually, nekufanele ngabe ke wolela spedi, samahonte sehlwahlwa, to take it even further down kolimpopo, to bonkoko, the grandmothers, to say, yo, look at your daughter. Ladies and gentlemen, she is the chair lady of the Wits Chess Club. You, the second lady, what's the stats there?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know, but for the longest time, it has been
male dominated.
Guys,
Yeah. When she was matriculating, right? She was were you the top in the school in Ekurhuleni?
What's that kind of pressure on me? I was the second best in my high school.
Yeah.
The first one is this other guy, but that's a story for another day.
Yes.
And in that district, I was the first in design studies.
Exactly. That's the one I want. That's the one. Ladies and gentlemen, this lady right here, we thought she's gonna be David Tlale, ne? And then apparently, out of nowhere, and then she was like, you know what? But anyway, tune in, Uzozwang Hai. Ladies and gentlemen, I call her OLKDK, but the official name, Lerato, Kadiaka. Welcome, friend.
Thank you so much, Tapelo. I'm so blessed to be here. Come banjo.
Yeah, and people might be asking, Guti, why is the language changing?
It's changing because where we grew up, and we're here now, and we're taking it back to the gas. We can't run away from our roots.
So, tell people, where are you from? There's a street.
Okay. I'm from Davidson. Someone said to me, it's not Davidson, Getwatwa.
Yeah.
But then Mokhoba. He's from Barcelona. You're from Barcelona.
Spain.
I'm from Mokhoba. So it's like a street that cuts the two. But yeah, that's where I'm from. Originally born in Tembisa.
Sure.
And then when I was 5, we moved to Davidson. Yeah. And I've been there ever since.
I start dominating Tembisa with the podcast, Joe. Like, right, nabantu base Tembisa, like, right. Ngicela someone from Katlehong angithinte, Davidson, like, let's talk. Right, they get Tembisa. But anyways, how are you? Like, how are you? Dude, I know you're busy. How are you?
I'm surviving. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm good is just, passing.
Sure.
Are you fine? What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm surviving. So
Yeah,
as
long as usahlangene.
we're fine.
But how is Wits, Joe? Like, how is Wits? And please just explain it to the 15-year-old we left Kokasi. How is Wits? How's the life? Because right now we are just told Bram, but how is Wits? Okay. There's okay, for us it's Ngayanga Wits, it's Wits. For Nina, it's University of Wits versus Rand.
Yes. Give it for Lena. And then for us, it's University of the Wit, what does rent? I'm joking, yes, Wits is Wits. Wits is not for the faint-hearted, right?
Sure.
That's one thing I'm gonna say. We are sold dreams, kukas, where they're like, that's where the life is. You are
Yeah.
in Braam, or like in Sabomaboneng and all
Braam
that, right?
chilling
It's
gun.
Braam, they tell you about Braam Square,
Yeah.
all these nice places. They tell you these stories that are short there, boss scandal and all that. Then you
Yes.
think it's all fun, it's all dreams until you get here and then they tell you that Wits is gonna give you the edge, right?
Sure.
And you get there and you're actually on the edge actually.
Sure.
Every time you're like on a cliff hanging there for your life, you're like, one mistake, I'm falling off here. That's how life at Wits is, right? But then it's if you find the balance, then you're fine. If
Sure.
you find a way of figuring out how to do everything, then
Yeah.
and everything else is just gonna fall into place. You're gonna even get time to do like extracurricular activities, get involved in other things other than just your academics. But it's only if you find the balance and find yourself, right?
Sure.
A lot of people get to these places and they lose who they are.
Yeah.
And that's where you lose everything else, right? Like you need to get here knowing who you are because you get exposed to a lot of things. You get exposed to a lot of like beliefs, religious beliefs. Some people like don't believe in anything at all. And if you don't know yourself, then you're just gonna go with any wind of doctrine or any dictum in here that takes you there and there. And
Sure.
you're not gonna find your path or you're gonna deviate and lose track. So Wits gives you the edge, but if you know yourself, then you're gonna be able to conquer the
Savile
edge.
sathi kuhlu. Like we just arrived. Savile sathi kuhlu. Have a serious nanti conversation. Yabona chilling nabantu basevethu ukuthi kuyenzakalani.
Come on now.
Let's take it back. Mina ngikwazi ke so hlala eMkhoba, you know.
For sure.
But I just found out ukuthi actually born ko Tembisa. Let's take it back to there.
There really isn't much to say about Tembisa because
Yeah.
I was still a little beginny,
Yeah.
I was born 5 years down the line, we're moving, right?
Sure.
And there really isn't much to remember about what happened in Tembisa or like how was life there. That's probably
Yeah.
a conversation that my parents could have,
Yeah.
but not me, right? I can only tell you about things that happened in my eyes, things that I grew up seeing, which is like cool.
Oh, so masofika eMkhoba bekhana uba uclever.
Qala ngibona bona manje
Yeah.
ukuthi hawu kanti impilo.
How was your childhood? You know, here's a funny thing, ne? Growing up go Barcelona, go Mkhoba.
Yeah.
We are all in one place, but we all have different childhood and like the different childhood traumas, how we all grew up. It's different.
different
But
way.
I mean, like you look at me, you, and then there's also someone else, Olengogazi, and it's totally like different. So how was your childhood?
My childhood was fun. Ne?
Sure.
I'm a very playful person. From a young age, I was very playful. The difference is that with me and my brother, we sort of like grew ourselves up, right? Our parents are always working.
Sure.
So, we were always doing everything.
Mfana mama
by
unatshayisa
ourselves.
late, jo.
Bruh, she would come back at like couple 8. We're sleeping. Do you understand? And
Sure.
like, so you'd have to figure everything out from waking up in the morning, bathing, then going to school. Then you have days where you're like, I don't feel like bathing today, and no one is gonna hold you accountable for that.
Exactly.
You understand? But I think that thing somehow groomed us in a way. Ne?
Yeah.
A lot of things we got to figure it out by ourselves. Do you understand? And
Sure.
it sort of plays a huge role in who we are right now and our characters. Like it
Yeah,
built
yeah,
us.
yeah.
I'm not saying it's valid for us to have like raised ourselves because our parents were there. Right?
Yeah.
It's just that on days where they have to be at work, they obviously can't be there. You
Sure.
understand? But within that period, you're at school. There's something that you're occupied with. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You come back, usestradeni udlala amaplasana, one way, udlala amathini, until
Yeah, until
isikhathi sokubuya endlini. Do you understand?
Sure.
But then, yeah, that's basically how my childhood was. It was very fun, playful.
Yeah.
I think we enjoyed the freedom of
Yeah.
Going to school, coming back, going to do whatever. Obviously, homeworks and chores and stuff, you do that. But like you have that, I can go play, and no one is gonna say, "Oh, yeah, guy." Do you understand? Yeah.
And how strict were parents, even though they were not like there most of the times? How strict were the parents?
They were very strict.
Hi mom, hi dad.
Yeah. My parents were very strict. I'm not gonna
Sure.
lie. When they were there, you could feel, yeah, now the freedom is gone. You understand? Especially my dad.
Yeah.
I remember this one time I got a whooping of my life
But
because I came, I came back home. I didn't do my chores. I accompanied a friend. Did he not come across me on the way? Took out his belt. My God, I'll never forget
real?
that day. But my dad was very strict. And like I said, that also plays a huge role because in as much as we had the freedom, we knew the
Sure.
boundaries. Do you
Sure,
understand?
sure.
Because we knew, Papa tlong khawata. If I do this, do you understand?
Yeah.
So in as much as we had that freedom, we also knew, you don't cross the line here. You
Yeah.
don't do this, you don't do that.
Sure,
Obviously, ngabantwana, siyaganga and stuff, but you always knew at this time you have to be back at home because if they don't find you at home,
It's a mess.
and it's on. Like when I say go fetch Indogo outside for yourself, do you understand? And yeah, that's not a nice.
Yeah. Were you or your brother, were you guys affected by the gangs that side at some point?
No. No, I'd be lying if I said we did. We didn't in our section. Yes, there were gangs and stuff, but in
Sure.
our section no. Even the people that we grew up with, a lot of them are still.
For real?
They didn't. There are some that they moved away and got exposed to things in other areas outside of ours.
Okay.
But Korena, it was just a small little peaceful thing where kids are always playing
Sure.
together, and we didn't get affected by those.
So where does the chairs come in? Like in all of this, because and stuff like that. Basically mina i-chairs ngifunde like no dilas ngashaya abantu lapha e high school nyana yabona there were like 2 or 3 kids bashaya mina
Mina
but
ngeke ungishaya.
ngiyazi and like I don't even want to have that conversation with you. I respect you, I respect your brother,
Yeah.
ngiyanhlonipha
Yes.
ngechairs
Yeah.
nikrad but ingenaphi
The story
like,
of how chess started, ne?
sure.
So my parents were busy, right? But on like weekends, my
Yeah.
dad would be around. They would all be around. So my dad taught us. He forced us to play chess. Ne? I'm gonna say this,
Forced.
and I say it to his face. I'm like, you forced us to play chess, right?
Yeah.
Where he would be like, come here, you're not going anywhere. Then
Sure.
we sit down. Then he takes out a board. Then he's like, king, queen, rook, castle, horse, what. And then we learned that. I remember at some point it was a competition between my brother and I where when we come back from school, we want to see who's going to set the board the fastest or who's going to remember all the names of the pieces. Because
For
we
real?
know weekend we have a test. They're going to ask us,
Wow.
"Hore, what is this? How does it move?" All
Wow.
those things, right? And then at that point, it was not too fun, right? Because it's like, we're just doing it because someone is forcing us to play.
At what age is this?
I was in grade 1, so I think I was 6. And my brother was like 8.
Oof.
Yes. That's when we learned how to play chess. And then in primary, there's this thing where they're like, you choose extracurricular activities that you want to do, right?
Okay.
I tried debate, I tried spelling bee, I
Actually,
tried
no, it's not
athletics.
No, it's not right.
Nekikena Sazakela.
Hey, Vanna.
Sazakela Primary School.
Okay,
Ah,
shout
go
out.
Barcelona. Fede. And then we did athletics, ran, netball. Ebo. I tried all these things. It's quite good, Gabo spelling bee.
Sure.
But like eventually the athletic stuff, the physical stuff, I'm like, no, thank you. And then I just stuck to library routine, ne? Where when others go to athletics and stuff, we are at the library, spelling bee, chess. So we'd have like categories on Monday, there's this on Monday. Then I just fell in love with chess. Like it was, and then we started going to competitions where we playing with other like primary schools and all that. And it just got very interesting. Also, there was always food. So yes, the food just
You
got.
still love food even
I still
now.
love food. So yes, the food. That's where like then I fell in love with chess. Then I kept on playing, kept on playing, kept
Sure.
on playing. And then when I got to high school, there was no chess there. You see, there was like no club yeah, chess and stuff. So literally there was nothing chess related that was being done.
Sure.
Except the fact that we would come with our board and then during lunch it would be me, my brother ganging up on the other kids.
Yeah.
I always got whooped. No cap.
He actually said that in high school. So this is the story.
Yes.
I went back. I mean, like I know, but
You did
my
your
research
research,
from
yes.
grassroots level. Baba. So he says, when you guys were in high school, right? Like no, Kasimi it's in
No, you wouldn't.
He was,
He was
and then
the best.
apparently, like something happened.
dun.
Like Mama 2020, 2021, and then someone comes back home and starts like to teach the big brother some lessons. Yeah.
Yeah, so in high school, my brother was like the best, right? Even with
Sure.
like the other people. I think there was only one lady who gave us a challenge, right?
Sure.
But yeah, I beat her now.
Aish?
Yes, I do. Because it was painful when you always lose, right? Because I'm like, I know how to play chess, but I can only win a few games and only against people who just recently learned how to play chess. When it comes to my brother, could never draw a game with him, could never win a game against him. It's always he wins, right? And then fast forward, we didn't have a chess club in high school, so we're not playing that much.
Yeah.
Fast forward to Wits, during Clubs and Societies week, that week where they showcase all the clubs, I saw a
Yes.
chess club. I was like, definitely
This
signing
is where
up.
I
This
belong.
is where I belong. I signed up, and through Wits Chess Club, my level of chess has improved.
Sure.
You know, I moved from like straight up beginner because those things, the rankings are quite different in the chess
Okay.
world. Where if you think beginner is how to move a pawn, with us beginner is like you like lose every other game. You know how to play, but
You are losing.
you are losing, right? So I
Sure.
moved from that. Then they used to call me a bata. So bata means weak chess player, right?
Wow.
And I would always get offended when they say that. Like, what are you guys saying? I can't play chess. Then I just took it very seriously. Then I had people who helped me, Bo Moses, Bo Tumelo in the club, who gave me books to read, like do this opening, then at practice we're gonna look at it and all that. And I was like, quite interesting. Then I went home, got June, played with my brother. Like, yes. For the first time.
Going back home was like a learning. It was a thing of okay. Let me actually go and see. Okay, I see these guys. Ne, mara honali that one or ompetang.
So it's like I didn't realize how I had improved, how much I had improved.
Sure.
Until because in the club, like in as much as this person is teaching me how to play, I obviously can't beat him, right?
Yeah.
So I can't weigh my level with
Okay.
a person who's teaching me how to play.
Sure.
And then I played with my brother when I went home for recess June. And then I won the game. I was like, this English opening is actually working. Do you understand? And then from there, it just kept growing and growing and growing.
Sure.
You just get more people to learn from because I believe that with chess, you always have an opportunity to learn from someone else.
Yeah.
It's not easy to learn chess by yourself, but especially at my level, it's not easy. Right? Because I don't like saying I'm one of the best players because I'm not at the level where I want to see myself. I'm like, can I go 5 games in a row without losing one or drawing one? That's where I want to be. But that's not where I am right now. So every day is a day for learning and improving. And yeah.
I saw this other. Was it a tweet? Was I on Twitter or something? But basically, this guy was playing 7 games at the very same time
Yeah.
and won all of them. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, come on.
Grandmasters in chess do that. It's called a simultaneous, where we set up like people who want to play
Yeah.
a certain person, grandmasters mostly,
sure.
or like the strongest player, you
Yeah.
understand? They set up boards and then they sit on one side of the board and then that person plays all of them at the same time. So you just go around, go there, come back, and then they win. In most cases, they win because you wouldn't play simultaneous if you're not strong enough to be at that level of playing simultaneous. But yeah.
Let's wait a bit, Anne.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Right, because now we're talking about this lady who's like the chair lady, right? This lady who just like when she matriculated, she was like the best, number one, good street, right? Let's go back to I view this as like a learning curve, right, in your childhood, right, where you became a teen mom, right, and like became part of like the statistic for like teenage pregnancy. How did you get yourself out of that, and what was happening there,
Yo, one of the toughest times, eh?
dude?
I mean, 7 Bs, and then you don't follow the 7 Bs. And then you find yourself
With a B.
With a B. And you are now a statistic of
Sure.
teenage pregnancy, right? So that happened.
Funny how we're laughing about it now.
Yes, it was painful then. I fell pregnant.
Sure.
So in grade 11, I was pregnant, right?
Yeah.
And then COVID hit. No cap. I'm sorry, COVID was horrible, but it was a blessing in disguise for me.
Sure.
Because then I didn't have to go to school, get a spot.
Yeah.
I was sitting at home and everyone was sitting at home. But that thing, because I think when I got to high school, I stage.
Okay.
At that time where you just want to experiment,
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
just want to find yourself where it's at. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Bafana, you are there. Do you understand? All those things. But now I was not grooving. Ne? It was just that part. Do you
Yeah.
understand? And you look like this innocent child at home. But deep
But-
down, was after school, you're baraka. Do you
Sure,
understand?
sure.
And yeah, so I fell pregnant. But like, one person who got me through that the most was my mom. No cap. Ne?
Mbogoto that
Yeah.
one.
My mom, she had a very serious talk with me.
Yeah.
She sat me down. She was like, yeah, it happened. You're a stat now. What now? You understand? Are you going
Yeah.
to sit and feel sorry for yourself? Or are you going to wake up and dust yourself? You understand?
Yeah.
She was like, when you go around, don't go around with the mentality of, yo, I disappointed my kelone wami. Yo, the community is not going to look at me the same way. Yeah, they're
Sure.
not going to look at the same way. But what are you doing about it? Do you understand? And she was like, this is a point where you dust yourself up and you're like, yeah, it happened. So what do you do about it? Do you want to be part of the state of she fell pregnant and she said at home? Or do you want to be the state, ya gore, she fell pregnant, but she did something about her life? If you look at me now and you look at the girl that I was in grade 11, you wouldn't think that I would be where I am right now. Do you understand? And I always say this when people ask me about my child, like, do you ever regret ukuthi yazi had you listened wangavula manyawo?
Sure.
Ube,
Sure.
you understand? I'm like, if I didn't have a child, God forbid, I wouldn't be where I am right now.
Ooh.
I'd probably be getting wasted somewhere. Do you understand? Because it made me sit down and realize like it's not gonna take me anywhere. Do you understand? And this is why I like saying having a child does not mean it's over.
Sure.
Empilweni. Do you understand?
Sure.
Because with me, that's what helped me to actually pick up. Like when I went back to school, it's no longer about me. It's about me and someone that I left at home. And I always thank God, Uba, He gave me parents that supported me. They were like, go back to school.
Purpose,
Go finish your matric. Do you understand? And not only that, after matric, they were like, go pursue your degree. Don't sit down, manje, because unumdana. So I'm forever grateful to God for that, to say, unige opportunity, ukuthi, like, wake up, do something, and don't do the same mistakes that you did. Was part? Do you understand? Now I'm like, my baby is like,
A bundle of joy or life.
bundle of trouble. But I get busy. Yeah, so I think that's the sick turn that nobody
Yeah.
expects in every teenagers.
Sure.
Like, I mean, look at it, the institution that I made it to. Do you understand? I would have probably completed my matric, but with a state of, yeah, I'm for umsebenzi Shoprite. You understand? No
Yeah,
offense,
yeah.
but
No
like,
offense to
no
them,
offense
but-
to people that go to Shoprite to
Sure.
funa umsebenzi. But I'm just saying, Ogba, I wouldn't have had these accomplishments that I
That you
have at this
have,
point.
sure, yeah.
Like every time, whatever that I'm doing, I always have something that drives me. I'm like, even when I break down and I'm like, I miss my baby, but I also remember, Hore, you are here because of your baby.
Because,
So you
yes.
must make sure
Sure.
that you beg that degree
Sure.
for your baby.
Sure.
You understand? So, yeah.
And tell you what, talking about Wits and purpose, guys. I for the past since grade 10, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, I was like mad in love with Wits. Like if you met me in high school, like everything I was talking about was Wits. Like you were like IroC, I was like, yo, LLB, where Wits? Yeah, like but tell you what. And it's quite like a crazy story, right? But hey, one day someone, maybe Netflix is watching, maybe Showmax is watching. One day they'll be like documenting, and people will actually get to find out what happened, right? But truth of the matter is, within that, right, within that spectrum, today I'm standing here, right? There's still a part of me that's like, being a vetsy, right? But your purpose, right? Because I'm looking right now and it's like, should I have made it to this institution instead of this institution, right? I wouldn't also be here, right? I don't think if I went to Wits, I would be in Ubuntu Hub today, right? If I didn't go through the struggles, right? They wouldn't shape me to be, because I was a wasted, like I was very wasted. But how do you see purpose in all of this that you're doing?
Purpose is a very big word, ne? And
Yeah,
it's a huge contributor to anything and everything that someone does.
sure.
Ne? Purpose is what makes you who you are, and it's what drives you to wake up every morning. ne?
Yeah,
Without your honor, it's like, what are you doing in life? Like, what's driving you to wake up every morning? You understand?
yeah.
If you don't have purpose, then uzophila nje. Like, okay, ngiyavuka ekuseni ngenza so, and I don't know. I like saying, but a person who doesn't have a purpose is probably the most miserable person in life, because purpose is that thing that makes you wake up and have days where you fail and you're like, I should have gotten this right. And the following day you win and you're like, yes, we're moving towards the goal. If you don't have that, then senza nempilweni. Do you understand? And
talking about that, sorry to cut you short. Just a friend of mine. Well, she went to school. She was just being busy with like her tests and stuff like that. And then you have like 3 attempts, ne? And then firstly she didn't want to go to like this institution, right? Because like we were gunning for this other institution, right? And then she goes there and then she's like, first attempt she fails this test, right? Second attempt, like she almost passed it but fails, right? Well, it was a pass but not to her. And then the last attempt, and then she like passes but like with a distinction, but and then she goes to the other one, then she gets 100%, and she's like, wait, let me actually go back, right? And then she went back and she was like, this is the standard I want to set, right? And like I'm talking to her and then we're talking about competition and she's like, the only competition I have is the woman in the mirror when I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I know I can achieve this, right? So how do you go back and say, from here I made this flop, but I can push it, being that you're given like another attempt into it. Coming to real life, you don't have second attempts to this life thing.
no.
How do you then fix?
In life, you don't have a second attempt, name,
Sure.
but life still goes on, right? And it indirectly gives you a second attempt. It's not like you can go back and rectify the mistake, like the attempt.
Sure.
You can't go back and rewrite the test.
Yeah.
But you make sure by the next test,
It's better.
you work towards the next text. But when I write it,
Yeah.
it's better. Come to reality. Yes, I felt pregnant. Fast forward where I am now. Do you understand? Life didn't give me a second chance because I can't go back and erase that and not have a child anymore.
Sure.
But I can work towards being in one of the best institutions in Africa, right?
Sure.
I can work towards being the chair lady of the Wits Chess Club. Do you understand?
Okay, let's put it like this. You earned yourself a spot in one of the biggest higher institutions in Africa.
Yes.
And not only that, I told you, you need to celebrate these things properly, right?
Okay,
and
let's celebrate them properly.
and then you earned yourself a spot to being like in like the chair lady of the biggest institution in not just Wits,
Yes.
the biggest in the continent.
So yes, basically that
Yeah.
we celebrate these things, right?
Sure.
And yeah, I think you know my like biography, so you know things that I've been involved in and all
Sure.
that. But like, yeah, that's basically how you don't rectify the mistake. You can't rectify the mistake; it has happened. But
Yeah.
what do you do going forward? Do you understand?
Yeah.
And this is why when people say you can't tell your story without including your child, I'm like, my child is my story. Do you understand?
Sure.
Because without my child, then you wouldn't be talking to me
The
right now.
drive.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have seen the need to come here and then talk about my leadership achievements if it wasn't for that child
Sure.
of mine. Do you understand?
Sure.
So you can't rectify the mistake, but you can work towards being a better version of
So,
yourself.
so how did you become the chair lady from what's in the what?
Pata.
A bata.
Patzer.
Patzer.
Patzer. Ne? I still am, right? I'm not the strongest player in our club, right?
Sure.
I'm gonna tell you that for sure. But I do believe that you don't need to be the best to be a leader, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't need to be the best chess player to be able to lead the club, right?
Yeah.
So how I got there was, okay, first year I was there, I'm playing, you know, I'm a batter, everyone is, you know. And then in second year, okay, then there's this thing where we open applications to be part of the committee, right,
Okay.
that leads the club. Right, in second year, okay, it was still in first year, but we're running for second year, right? I ran to be one of the portfolio holders, right? Initially, I had ran for social media officer, but
Okay.
then they were like, okay, no, there's another, they picked another social media officer, then they said I should be the fundraising and events manager. right?
Okay.
And within that, there's like a lot of things that I did and I learned in that period of being the fundraising officer and the events manager, right? And then I was just thinking about it and I was like, you know, I could actually go for this, right? And when applications opened for the committee for this year, I applied to be chair lady. And my motto was, my work speaks for itself. I don't have to motivate you to vote for me to be your chair lady.
Sure.
Just look at what I have done in the club for the past year and then see if I'd be fit enough to be your chair lady. And people did vote for me to be the chair lady. And here's where I am now.
Amen. So within that,
Yeah.
right? How did you deal with like toxic masculinity, if there was any?
I'm not gonna lie, ne? In our club, I don't know about other clubs or like Wits as a whole, because when I'm there, I'm just in a cocoon and I'm busy with chess, right?
Sure.
In our club, we don't have that, ne? We do have a thing where we have more guys than ladies in chess, and it's something that we're trying to readdress, right?
Yeah.
How? We're working on it.
Sure.
But we didn't have that toxic masculinity of you're a girl, so you can't do it and stuff. Instead, guys are like, there were some of like my biggest supporters, like, no, go for it for sure. We're gonna vote for you. We believe in you, and we believe that you can do it. And that's something that gives you an idea of not everyone is part of like statista patriarchy. Do you understand? Toxic masculinity.
Yeah,
There are people who are like, because I believe if I didn't have the capability to be chair lady, they wouldn't have voted me. And not because I'm a woman, but just because I'm not capable enough. But they looked at my capability and they sidelined the fact that I'm a lady and they are guys.
Right.
And they still said, we believe in you to be our chair lady. We do have reviews and feedbacks where like, tell us what you think about the club. How do you think everything is working? They're like, you know, you're doing quite a good job.
Sure.
And I think it goes a long way coming from someone of the opposite gender who's known to have previously made you a marginalized person.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in our club, we don't have that. We just have a thing of there are less ladies than guys in chess, but that's not only in Wits Chess Club. In general, even if you go to competitions, you're gonna find more guys than ladies. And I think that's just a stigma that we have in society. There's also a thing of guys are stronger than ladies in chess, wara, 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 all that thing. But toxic masculinity, patriarchy, nah, we don't have that in the chess
Yes,
club.
yes.
We don't.
No, that's nice, man. So on the podcast we have this thing, right? Where we like nominate your community hero, right? Basically, it shouldn't be like from the community you are in, right? But it's to say from the community of my life, right? From like where my path has like taken me into Rajigala left, Rajigala right, you know, it's a U-turn and stuff like that. Who is that one person you want to say, yo, shout out for the great stuff you are doing? And from me to you, you're my hero.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand here and be proud and say
Yeah.
my mother.
Sure.
No cap. Shout out to that woman, even from the community itself. Shout out to my mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, she plays a big role in my life. Ne? She's not just there as my mother, but she's my friend, my best friend. You know, I
Yeah.
confide in her with everything. And I think the reason I'm gonna say she's my hero is because, you know, as black children, a lot of us don't have those relationships with our parents,
Yeah.
with our mothers. Yabo, where you sit down and tell her, as mom, so. Go as deep as Yaz Kona Lumfana. Do you understand?
Sure.
In black communities, we don't have that where you can sit with your mom or your dad. Okay, not my dad, but like your mom, and you say this and that, like literally be open about everything.
Go na le moshimaninyana, wait. Go na
In
le- go na
black
le-
communities, if you do
It's-
that, bayakuthuka, like
it's very
busy
taboo.
nabafana. What are you doing, nabafana? Things like
Sure.
that. Do you understand? But I'm just saying,
Sure.
like we open up. She opens up that for us to say we can talk to her literally
Yeah.
about anything. Remember, you asked me a question yesterday.
Yeah,
You're like, my
yeah.
brother heard it from him. I'm like, you know, if you go to my mother, she's gonna sit down with you, and she's not gonna give you, I'm
Yeah.
judging you as umzali, but she's gonna listen to you as a friend and give you advice that's
Sure.
proper and needful. So yeah, shout out.
So
to
for
my
context,
mom.
for like the viewers and the listeners, basically, one of like the greatest relationship advice I have, right? I got it from her brother, right? And her brother got it from like her mother. So technically, the best relationship advice comes from
My mother.
Mamzo.
Shout out to the mom. So yes.
But yeah, basically that's that. And we're talking about women in leadership roles, right? Women in leading different groups, women in activism, and right now we are going into like the elections, right? How big is the role of women in like the leadership, like? Sure.
Yeah, you see now we're tapping into other dimensions. Why are we talking about this here? I don't know if I'm gonna be bursting people's bubbles or what, ne?
Yeah.
But I think in as much as we say women have a role in society, women have a big role in society and stuff, ne? There's still certain things that we can't shy away from, right?
Okay.
And I say, if a woman is a leader and she leads properly, then she has a big impact in society. If a man is a leader and he leads properly, then he has a big impact in society. Do you
Yeah.
understand? Like, I don't know. I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, can we shift away from woman, men? Can we say leadership?
Leaders, yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
If a leader is a woman, as a man, or a queer person, can we shy away from like, you are this, so you can't be this. You are a woman, so you can't be a leader. You are a man, so you're going to mislead us. If someone is a leader and they're doing the job and they're leading us properly, then shout out. Like,
Yeah.
if you get what I'm saying, yes, women play a huge role in society. And the biggest thing is that the role of women in society is usually limited to domestic roles, right?
Okay.
Where it's like, as a mama, your role is to do the laundry, pega and stuff, mama like her, right?
Sure.
And sometimes women are not given the opportunity to say, actually, do something outside of that. Do something out of your comfort zone and
But
let's
if we
see
enjoy
if you can.
ngadi.
You see,
Yeah.
and because we live in a society where we still want to live by gender roles. You understand?
Sure.
We still want to say, Indota must do this, Umfazi must do this. Then we're never going to have an epistemological shift where we actually consider people for who they can be as a team.
Let's go back.
What?
Khona yasenkambini yami ebukele le podcast right now. Ephi what?
Epistemological.
Nakho asifundeni
Yes.
dictionary. What's that?
Okay, so I'm going to put it in a way that's not
Yabona-ke sithumela abantwana events,
Askis.
then bayabuya epistemologic.
Yes, it's something that we look for in society, but I think the thing is we address it in wrong ways, right? Yes, women were previously marginalized, but we wanna readdress that by marginalizing men. Do you understand? Yes, black people were marginalized, but we wanna readdress that by marginalizing white people. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So we're always gonna have a thing of there's one who's superior than the other. And now we want to shift from that and actually say, can we be on the same level?
Sure.
And if you can do the job, then do it. Do you understand? Not because you are black, not because you are a woman, but because you can do the job. Do you understand? So basically, the epistemological shift is they say moving from the I it to the I they, right? Where you move from myself around people to myself and people. Where can we do something together and see, Uba, is it going to work? Like, if this person is up for the job, then let they have the job. Do you understand? Be it you're a woman, be it you're a man.
Sure.
Do you understand? So basically, that. I like to shy away from still using gender roles to associate what a person can do and what a person can't do.
Yeah.
Because how are my gender roles according to society? Why should they limit what I can do? Do you understand? Because it goes both ways. Indoda kumele yenze ingadi, umama kumele awashe izitsha. Do you understand? But I can do more than wash izitsha. Do you understand? Give me the garden and I can show you what I can do. Do you understand? And it's like, can we move from that? Uguti, this is meant for who and this is meant for who? Do you understand? Yeah.
So as you're talking, you see Facebook inalento le yokukhumbuza ne izinto owaziyenza a few years back. And I remember I think I was 16. Yeah, I always put my thoughts on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I remember I was writing, and it was during the thing of like women in power, and patriarchy and addressing it, and toxic masculinity and addressing that. And if I can remember, what I said was, whoever came up with the thing of removing men in power to put women only, like you remove all men, you put women and call that women empowerment, must be crazy, right? And that comes to what you were saying, to say, as a country, we need to move or be in a place where we no longer look at the gender of a person, but we look into the capabilities of a person, because chairs basically. Uguti, the very same pawn, right, can actually like crown and become,
a queen,
and become a queen,
Yes.
right? But if you're only going to look at it from like to say it's just
a pawn, so it can't do anything.
It can't do anything. I can easily just sacrifice it if like needs to, right? Angazi, if like that's a good thing to do in chairs or
you are making sense.
Yeah.
But also if we're speaking in the context of chess, right? If you're gonna look at a pawn, then you need to look at where the pawn is situated,
Aish.
right? And the capabilities of that pawn wherever it is situated. Do you understand? For example, if you come across I don't know if I should use this example, right? If you come across me, right? Say
Sure.
not doing this, right? But somewhere smoking whatever, drinking whatever that
Yes.
I'm drinking and I'm getting intoxicated, are you gonna trust me with a platform where I have to lead people?
Oof,
Are you gonna trust me with that?
oof. The position of the pawn.
But
in
if
this-
you see me here and saying, Ugba, these are the things that I'm involved in, right? For example, chess, right?
Yes.
For example, house com duties at Dre's.
Yes.
You are gonna trust me with leading a club, right? You are gonna trust, like I said, Ugba, when I did my motto, I said my work speaks for itself.
Yeah.
They saw me putting in the work and they were like, okay, you are capable of being our chair lady. Do you understand?
Sure.
But if I was nowhere near that and they've never seen me go club and I'm running as chair lady, where they're gonna give me that? Then as much as you want to put it in the context of chess, you must think about the position of where that is.
Oh,
So if we're gonna say let's readdress issues, what are you doing to readdress your own issues? You get what I'm saying?
let her cook, ladies and gentlemen. Lerato, Kadiaka. Ah, man, it's been an honor. So tell me, man,
you.
as we're wrapping this thing up, what's this new work you are doing with kids?
Oh my God. Stop the bus. Where are we going? So I work at Chess Kidding, right?
Yeah.
It's a chess company,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I am one of the chess coaches there where we teach kids how to play chess, right?
sure.
And it's like a sense of we're trying to, so like chess is considered the sport that is so inaccessible in South Africa. And we're
Yeah.
trying to make it as accessible as possible, if you
Sure.
get what I'm saying.
Sure.
So yeah, I coach and I
Okay.
teach kids how to play chess.
During the school holidays, will you be back, Kokas?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
No, I'm not sure
Yeah,
because of work.
because of work.
Yes, but I'm obviously gonna pull up,
One power.
but I'm gonna be there
Pampora.
because I started this thing last year. I was teaching the kiddies how to play chess at home.
Pampora.
So
Because I was about to, but anyway, because it's me, from my lips to God's ears, can someone please donate just 5? Daddy board. Anyway, in Davidson, just like, please donate 5 boards to her. She's going to teach kids from Barcelona
and
for these holidays.
yeah, just to put it out there, there's actually a lady that I was working with.
Yeah.
We wanted to start the whole thing together.
Sure.
Just the times and stuff, and I had to go to USA's last year.
Yeah.
Iviwe, she's in Barcelona currently.
Sure.
So we wanted to do that thing together because I'm this side full time and she's that side
Yeah.
full time. So yeah, we can get her into conversations like this.
Okay, cool, no problem. So now it's no longer just 5, it's 10 because now there's 2 ladies. So, what's the cheapest? What's the cheapest?
Cheapest set.
Yeah,
It depends on where you buy it. Ne?
the cheapest.
I don't think you can find a set for anything below $150.
Okay, so Stella, you 1.5.
Cool, we'll negotiate for a discount.
Yeah, I want to
Yes.
negotiate because I mean, like, if we have LKDK here, right, Lerato Kadiaka, if we have Lerato, who because of chairs, right, and the discipline, right, and the parenting, and you know, who is right now in this position she's in right now, right? How much more, you know, how many of these like prototype can we produce back, guys? So 1.5, ladies and gentlemen. But if une 3,000, yabon, if une 3,000 and then ufuna ukufaka like 20, like you are more than welcome, like you know. But if ke mhlambe ke una 6,000, yabon, and then ufuna ukufaka 40, then you're also welcome. So, but the minimum, ngicela just 1.5, right? You don't have to give me the money because yabon, but just buy sets and then just call me. I'll come and pick them up, or she'll come and pick it up, or Aviwe. Iviwe can also come and pick it up. But that's that. And talking about women in leadership, right? There's something that is happening on the 4th of May, right here in Ubuntu Hub, where we are shooting currently. So we'll be having a live recording with like an in-studio audience, and basically it's not just a recording. it's having a conversation, dialogue, right, with different leaders to say, why should we vote? Why are we voting? Why are we not voting? If you want to be part of this conversation, just go on socials and just look on the poster. It should be there. And basically, that's going to be just like that. 4th of May, we are all at Ubuntu Hub. Basically, that's just that. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is IroC, and I'm with Lerato, Kadiaka, aka LKDK. And it's been a wonderful pleasure and an honor to have you here. All the way from Barcelona, look at us right now. Bram. Ladies and gentlemen, signing out. Peace.